Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Now, in just under 2 weeks, the Premier League does get underway. So, me and Connor are going to be predicting the Premier League, me against him, and then come the end of the season, we'll come back to this video and we'll see who done better. We're going to go from 20th to 1st. So, without further ado, Connor, should we get into it?
Let's go for it.
Right, 20th position, bottom of the Premier League. Who have you got?
20th. It's always a hard pick, this one. But I've gone with Southampton.
Same.
Yeah?
I've got Southampton 20th.
Yeah.
Just don't impress me.
Yeah, I looked at the squad and I was like, there's no real star names in there that are going to push them up, I think.
Yeah.
They feel like they're all top-end championship players.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And I just don't know if they've got that one player who's going to, you know what I mean, grab a game by the scruff of the neck and bring them over the line. So
I mean, they've got Ben Burrett and Diaz, who could maybe get 10 if he's lucky.
I mean, he was all right for Sheffield United, to be fair.
Yeah, he showed glimpses.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't think he can be that guy in the Prem.
I don't think so. But it's a good signing for him.
Yeah.
Especially if they go down, they've got a quality championship player.
Yeah, so 20th Southampton.
20th Southampton, yep.
Cool.
Right, 19th, I've got Leicester.
Leicester?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I'll go into why in a minute, but who have you got?
Go for it. I went with Nottingham Forest.
Well, I don't think Steve Cooper's the man to keep them up,
Okay.
personally. And their squad has not really improved, I don't think.
Yeah, lost Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah, I was about to mention him. Vardy's obviously not getting any younger.
37, I think he is now.
Yeah.
36, something like that.
And to me, obviously, I'm not a Leicester fan. I haven't kept track of them.
Yeah.
But it just seems like the exact same squad that was in the Championship. I
Yeah.
don't think it's strong enough to survive.
Yeah, I think a little bit higher. We'll come to that. But I'll kick mine off with Forest. I just feel like year on year, they're not improving. They're just sort of trying to stay where they are in terms of just scraping up to get above the relegation zone. I think this is the year they'll go down.
Yeah, because they came close last season.
Yeah, and I think in previous years they've had multiple players that can sort of get them out of danger. I think of Brennan Johnson, Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi, Keylor Navas. And now they've got no Keylor Navas, a quality, world-class goalkeeper. They haven't got Brennan Johnson anymore.
No.
They've only really, I'd say, got Gibbs White and
Awoniyi if he's
and to be honest, I don't really rate Hudson-Odoi as highly as other people do. I think he has good 1 or 2 games here and there, then goes missing for another 8. You know what I mean? So
with that, I agree with you, and I've got them in my 18th spot.
Yeah,
same exact reasoning as you.
Yeah, still got no Steve Cooper. He kept him up for the last few times, and now they've got Nuno, who I don't really trust.
Nah, he's not the best.
Yeah, he's just got that patchy record, especially with Spurs and all that. It wasn't great. So yeah, for my 18th, I went with Ipswich Town.
Yeah,
I feel like they'll do like a sort of Luton. Their home form will be carrying them through, but I just don't think they'll have enough to get to 17th or 16th or just outside.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they do so.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Brilliant.
It's nice having someone new, isn't it?
Okay, 17th. Who have you got?
I went with Leicester.
Okay.
Just surviving. I feel like as you said, their squad isn't great. I think their midfield's quite average. You got Harry Winks, average, and Didi.
I forgot he was there.
Yeah, and Didi hasn't been the same in the last 2-3 years, and Chowdhury is probably below average, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I think the people that will get him out of that sort of scrap will be Mavididi and Connor Cody with his experience. So yeah, I went with Leicester 17th. Who you gone with?
I've gone with Ipswich. I can see them doing it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I think the business they've done.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have overpaid. People will say that.
Yeah.
But the signing of Ben Johnson for me is really good. Obviously, I was disappointed to see him go as a West Ham fan.
Yeah.
And I think, despite his age, I think he's only like 24 or 23. He's got a lot of experience.
Yeah, it's a smart sign, I think.
It's
very
very
smart.
signing.
Yeah.
And of course, they are still in talks with Sammy Schmodix as well.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a good business for them. They've got enough to just scrape over the line.
Yeah.
It'll be tight, but I think they'll do it.
Yeah, I can see it, to be fair. It's just that home form, I think, can really get them some big games. Because like when you go there as an away team, it's going to be loud. It's going to be, you know what I mean, newly promoted, fans are going to be up for it, players are going to be up for it, and I can see them surviving, but I just think they're just below surviving.
On to 16th, I've got Brentford.
I've gone with Brentford as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be more of the same.
Yeah, I just feel like, obviously, they lost Igor Thiago till Christmas now, he's been injured. I think as well, sort of like a little prediction, I think Tony will check out mentally. I feel like
he's not done that already.
Nah, but like obviously still bad goals for him. Obviously towards the back end of the season wasn't great, but I just feel like he's just going to mentally check out and just force
that'll
a
have
move.
an impact on the team.
Yeah, I think he'll just force a move. And apart from that, obviously they've got Mbuemo, they've got Visser, who will get him out of trouble and obviously get him up to that 16th spot.
I just think they're going to have a bad run of form like they did last season.
Yeah, same.
Right, the 15th now.
I've gone with Everton.
Same.
Yeah. He's copying me.
No. We've done our notes separately. We haven't spoken prior.
No.
But I think they've got a bit more solidity now in their team. But I just think the teams above them are just that little bit better.
Yeah. Obviously, they lost Onana, which is a big loss for them.
Very big
and
loss.
looking at their midfield, it's kind of light. I mean, they've got Doucouré, they've got Idrissa Gay, and with the loss of Onana, obviously it's a massive loss, but towards the back end of the season, Everton played with Onana on the bench, and they had Doucouré, Garner and Gay all in the middle, and that's when they hit their form. That's when they were pushing up the table and, starting to get a few wins under their belt. Yeah. But it's just the age of them. You got Doucouré, who's quite old, Gay, who's quite old. It's going to be hard, and I think they're going to need someone in there just to refresh that midfield. Just to replace Onana in terms of a bench player who can make an impact. So
yeah, but of course Sean Dyche is a relegation master. Exactly. I know he went down with Burnley a couple of times, but Everton are a lot better than Burnley. Yeah, I think he's got a much better squad,
and he's one of them managers who makes the most out of nothing. He's look at Burnley the past few years with them. So
exactly. Right, on to 14th. I've got Wolves.
I've gone Bournemouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Wolves, I just think it would just be more of the same.
Yeah.
I think they'll just be that solid mid-table team.
Yeah, lost Max Kilman, obviously.
To us, club.
Yeah. I went with Bournemouth. I feel like they overperformed last season. I feel like Solanke, Senesi, Billing, I feel like they all maybe performed above what they're usually at.
Yeah,
and I feel like they just have a slight drop-off this season. Not be a massive drop-off, but 14th, I think they can. It's an all right season, and for me, Bournemouth at 14th.
I've got Bournemouth up next in 13th.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically the same reasons you said, really.
Yeah.
I can't really add on to that. You've covered all bases.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I went with Fulham.
Okay.
13th. Maybe it's a bit low looking back on it now, but the signing of Smith Rowe really is a really good signing. I really like that signing.
That's a brilliant signing for them.
100%. But yeah, they've got the players like Pereira, Willian, Muniz as well, become really good last season.
Iwobi started to show form again.
Exactly. So I think they'll sort of be around mid-table, so I went with 13th.
Yeah, right. On to 12th. Who have we got in 12th?
I went Wolves.
I've gone Brighton.
Brighton, okay, yeah.
Yeah, this Brighton is not the Brighton of old. Yeah. I know people are going to say, they're such an underrated. They're not anymore.
Yeah.
Potter's gone. De Zerbi's gone. They just lost their best player, Pascal Gross.
Yeah,
and
big loss that.
They've gone for a really rogue manager, and I think that's going to cause them issues.
Yeah, I think he's from Sickleborg or something.
Something like that. I know he's 31, which is crazy. And obviously, if it pays off, it's a brilliant gamble, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. But obviously, I think they've got enough quality in that squad anyway to obviously
get them over the line.
Yeah, you've got the likes of Yao Pedro, a Dingler, a Matoma. Ferguson as well, if he performs well. Yeah. But I just can't see him finishing in the top half.
Yeah, fair enough. I went with Wolves. I feel like obviously the loss of Max Kilman will harm them, but they still got the Cunhas, Netos, João Gomez. So again, they'll be around that mid-table sort of range. So 12th for Wolves for me.
Yep. Right, on to 11th position.
Yep.
This is one of my rogue shouts.
Okay.
But I've gone with Chelsea.
Chelsea 11th?
Yeah.
Jesus, okay.
I don't think they've solved their mess.
Me neither.
It's still a big mess.
Yeah.
The Maresca appointment seems a little bit weird to me.
I feel like they've jumped the gun with him. I feel like he's got to have a year in the Prem first before you start.
But it's Chelsea all over though, isn't it? They've jumped the gun.
Yeah.
They've gone for the biggest sounding name.
Yep.
Surprised he weren't from Brighton, to be fair. They signed him for Brighton.
Yeah.
But their squad just doesn't convince me. Obviously, Mudrik's still inconsistent. Mm-hmm. Nicholas Jackson, we've still got a lot to expect from him. Obviously, we've seen the whole row with Enzo Fernandez and a lot of the players.
Yeah.
That's going to be... They say it's solved, but I don't see it.
They'll always play it off, wouldn't they? They won't actually tell you the extent of it.
Yeah, I know I don't rate him personally, but they're losing Gallagher to Atletico Madrid, it looks more and more like the day. And
one of their own sort of thing.
He was solid for them. They want to get rid of Trevor Chalobah as well, who again I think was solid. I can see another bad season. That Palmer will perform well, but I can just see Chelsea slipping down the table.
Okay, it's big shout.
Yeah.
I went Brighton 11th. Yeah. Obviously one off of what you put. But yeah, as you said, loss of Gross will be big for them. And I feel like they've still got that ability, like last season, where they can get pumped easy, 4-0, 5.
Yeah.
There's no I don't think they've added any defensive solidity in the midfield. So like a proper CDM, like you highlighted in the transfer video with like Les Malou. They need someone in there who's going to be breaking it up and stopping them attacks, and I don't think they have. I don't think they've got that.
That's why I suggested a CDM for Brighton.
Yeah.
We're kind of spoiling the video there a little bit, but it's fine.
On to 10th.
Yep.
Who we got?
Mid-table. I've got Fulham.
Fulham, yeah.
I can just see them doing really well.
Yeah.
I think the signing of Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
You know when not a small club, but a smaller club signs a big profile player.
Yeah.
It boosts them. I think that's what it's going to do for Fulham.
Yeah, I can see that.
I just think he'd be the main. I think he'll be the main creative outlet. If Muniz can carry on his form from the back end of last season, I just think they'll surprise some teams.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be as bad as they were last season.
Yeah, I say they have lost Paulinho, which is obviously big, but I can see all the reasons you're saying. I can see it. I went with Crystal Palace in 10th.
Yeah.
Signed Ismail Assar, which I think is a really good signing.
That's quality.
Yeah,
he's got Prem experience. As well.
I think it was only for like 15 mil as well.
That's cheap. He's rapid as well.
Good little signing. Obviously, they lost Elise.
It's a good replacement.
But towards the back end of the season, I feel like. Did they rely on Elise? I don't think they did.
I don't think they did.
No,
it's a narrative they did, but I don't think they did.
No.
Obviously, Mateta just started banging in goals.
I think it was more Mateta towards the end.
Obviously, Eze's quality as well.
Exactly. And I just feel like Walton as well coming to his own. Yeah, I went with 10th with Palace this one, and I think they'll have a good season. So, yeah. 10th Crystal Palace.
Right, I've got them in my 9th place.
Yeah.
Just for the reasons you said. But again, like you said, they could finish 12th like they always do. But I just feel this Palace team's got something about them. Obviously, if they keep Eze as well, it could be a really good season for Palace.
So, 9th.
Who have you got in 9th?
Chelsea.
Yeah.
I predict them finish, I think it was 8th or 9th last year. But then they end up having a good last 5 games with 7th. But, this season I went 9th. As you said, not really convinced. Dewsbury Hall, saw Paul Merson talking about it, and I think he's bang on. Is Dewsbury Hall the player that's going to sort of push him up the league and be that guy? No, he's not.
He is Maresca's comfort player, I think.
Yeah, exactly. He knows him, bring him to the team, all that stuff.
But does that transfer into a bigger team?
Exactly. And also, they needed a goalkeeper, and they got Philippe Jorgensen from Villa.
He could turn out to be really good.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't think that you need another gamble, another young player who's never played in the Prem. I don't think you need another gamble. It's
a position they've already got covering as well.
Yeah, and I feel like they signed Philippe Jorgensen for 25 million. Could you have got Ramsdale for just a little bit more? Could they have got for another 5-10 mil more? It's not.
I would have paid it for Ramsdale personally.
Yeah, I feel like they could have got him for like 30 mil, 35 mil.
Yeah.
So I feel like they've took another risk again. Amari Kellerman as well, 22 mil. Like again, it's just risk after risk, and there's no proven player that fans were screaming for last year. They got to have proven players, and that's why they were so hesitant at getting Gallagher gone, because they want players who have played in the Prem, know how it works, and they haven't done it again. So for me, I went with Chelsea in 9th.
Right, on to 8th. Yeah, I've gone with Newcastle.
Okay, that's a bit low.
The only reason why is they haven't really improved their squad. I don't think.
Yeah, okay.
And of course, we know their luck with injuries last season. If that happens again...
Yeah, injuries killed them last season, especially in the defence.
And of course, they lost... Who was it they lost to Nottingham Forest? It was quite early in the window, is it? Elliot Anderson, that's it.
Got a good chunk of money for him. I think it's like 30 million or something. So.
But he was obviously, in the plans, and now he's not going to be in the plans.
Yeah.
And they just haven't changed their squad, I don't think.
Fair enough. I went with West Ham in 8th. I feel like with their...
I'm not angry at it.
Nah, I feel like their signings are good, but Fulkrug, he could be good, but also if he doesn't have a good year, next year he's 32. Do you know what I mean?
We were talking about this privately, weren't we?
Yeah, and it's a big risk for 30 million. It's a lot of money for a 31-year-old. But I do like that signings of Somerville, Kilman, great signing.
Apparently, we're still in talks with Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, so the signings could be coming in soon. So I feel like 8th. I feel like looking back at it now, it could be a little bit low, but I went with 8th West Ham.
I wouldn't be annoyed with it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Right, on to 7th. I have got Aston Villa.
Okay.
Obviously, they're not going to finish as high as they did last season because it's European football.
Of course.
But they've still got a quality squad enough to finish in the top half.
Yeah, same. I went with Villa as well, 7th.
Yeah. I just think I don't think if they finish 7th, I don't think it's that bad a season.
No, because they've still got Champions League football. They could, I don't know, get to around the 16. That's great for them. That's great to get them back into the big time as they used to. But the signings of Ian Maatson, the signings of
Barkley on a free.
Yeah, very good signings. You never know. It could be another fourth again or a fifth.
Yeah, exactly.
But for me, as you're saying, look at Newcastle last season with Champions League.
Yeah.
Struggled in the league, and I feel like it could be the same. But I could easily see him getting fourth again. So
if they do, then I ain't going to complain.
It's one of them ones where it could go up or down, but I put them in 7th, same as you.
Yeah, right. On to 6th.
Yeah.
I'm going to get so many comments about this because it's biased towards my team, but I've gone with us, 6th.
Yeah, again, I can see it with the signings.
But the only reason I've put them 6th, and it's based off a conversation again that we had in private.
Yeah.
If the Lopetegui of Sevilla turns up instead of the Wolves Lopetegui, things could be unreal.
Yeah.
And we've been looking more direct in pre-season. Obviously, we did lose to Palace, but again, you can't read into
it's pre-season.
But yeah, it's the signings I'm really impressed with. I know, obviously, like you said, we signed Fulkrug.
Yeah.
Kind of stinks of the old West Ham and the Sebastian Haller deal.
Maybe.
But I just like the signings. Obviously, signed Max Kilman.
Yeah.
And obviously, Lopetegui knows him from Wolves.
Yeah.
He's quite a good player, I think. I just really like the signings.
Yeah, and 6th up at Man United.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like they're gonna struggle again with injuries. Look at Lenny Euro already.
Yeah.
He looks like he's out for at least a few months.
Højlund's out again.
Højlund, Martinez injury prone. He's a fantastic centre back. I really like Lisandro Martinez, but it's just when he's fit, he gets injured a lot. Johnny Evans is 39, 40, ancient, whatever. So yeah, for me, I just feel like I'm not convinced by the Xerxes signing either.
Really?
Yeah, it's another sort of little prediction. I feel like he'll flop again. His attitude in previous teams, like at Bayern, apparently he sort of stunk up the place, didn't have a great attitude. And I feel like it's going to happen again with Man United. Man United are known for players to go rogue, to not perform. Look at Sancho, look at Rashford. Like they're players who perform in moments rather than a whole season.
Yeah.
And Xerxes, I think, could fall into that category. So that's why I went with Man United 6th.
Okay, right. On to the top 5 now.
Yep.
In 5th, I have Liverpool. I don't think they're going to adapt to Slot very quickly. I think it's going to be an adjustment period.
Okay.
They are going to be shook by the absence of Klopp. You saw that in last season, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a hangover.
Okay. 5th, I went with Newcastle.
Okay.
Yeah, I just feel like they're going to be a lot better than they were last year. Obviously, last year they had Champions League, maybe they were looking forward to that more than their weekend games. Yeah. And obviously injury played a part. I'm pretty sure Newcastle don't have European football next season. Maybe wrong. Correct me in the comments.
Correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah, but I just feel like they've got a really, really good team. And with the players they have, especially at home, they're so dangerous. And you've seen put 6 past Tottenham in in half an hour or whatever. Remember that game?
Yeah.
They can really be dangerous at home. So for me, Alexander Isak, again, I think it's 3rd top goal scorer last season.
Yeah, he got 17 or 18 goals.
Yeah, so I feel like he's going to have another great season. And yeah, I went with Newcastle 5th.
Okay, right. On to the top 4.
Yeah.
In 4th, I've got Spurs.
So have I.
Yeah. I can just see them progressing from last season. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they brought in Archie Gray. Don't know if he'll be a starter or not.
I like it. I like that sign, to be fair.
Yeah, they are still linked with Eze, but I can just see them clicking again. Van der Ven and Udogie have had years to adjust to the Premier League now. Well, a year.
And they were both quality last season as well, so they're going to be even better.
I just think now that the squad's adjusted, a lot of the teams adjusted to the Premier League, adjusted to each other.
Yeah.
I think you will see some brilliant Tottenham performances.
Yeah, same. Like the Sons, the big players who are going to get them out of trouble in big games. I think we're on the right lines with that. I think Spurs will be in and around 4th.
Yeah. Right, on to 3rd. Now, after what you've said, I'm a bit hesitant now.
Oh, I think I know I've
put Man U 3rd.
Yeah,
I could be very wrong here, and if I'm wrong, then fair enough.
I feel like you are very wrong.
Yeah,
but it's your prediction.
I just feel like the signings are good. Obviously, Sancho's back now, and he was showing signs of his, good performances at Dortmund.
Yeah,
I just think they can actually progress this season.
Yeah,
and I think they can finish 3rd, but like you said, it can all go sour, and they could slip down the league.
Yeah,
but only time will tell.
Fair enough. I went with Liverpool 3rd.
Okay,
I feel like their key players will get them over the line. I think
basically what I said. Really.
Yeah, Alisson will keep him in games like he does countless times. Van Dijk, I think he's quality. Konate as well. When he's fit, again, he's really good.
Salah, obviously.
Yeah, Trent as well.
Gakpo.
They've got the quality there, and at home at Anfield, they definitely get over the line against some big teams. So for me, I think it won't be a great season, but I think third they'll take that.
On to second.
Yeah, I think this
runners up.
I think this could be either or. With,
I'll happily swap them.
Yeah, who we got?
But second, I've got your boys. I've got Man City.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the only reason I say this is it's going to sound worse than it is, but there's a lot of discourse at your club, I feel.
Okay.
Obviously, you're very well run.
Yeah.
But you think Ederson's on the brink of leaving.
Yeah.
One day he's leaving, next day he's happy.
Yeah.
Obviously, De Bruyne has said he's open to a move to Saudi.
Yeah, I think that did get that he's not going anymore. Yeah, but there was links. You are right. Yeah.
Alvarez is apparently wanting to leave. We were talking about this earlier.
He is annoying me. Like he is annoying me because he's played like a good 50 games last season and he's complaining about game time. Like, what are you on about?
I mean, he's not going to start over Haaland, is he?
No, exactly. And he's been playing well at sort of centre mid / centre forward, and maybe it's not. I feel like maybe it's the position that he's been playing is more angering him rather than playing time, which I can understand. Obviously, he's not a centre mid, he's not a cam. He's been bought as a striker. He's been here a year and he's already kicking up a fuss. So it's not a good sign. To be fair, you are right. But I went with Arsenal second.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know when you're finishing second, it's very hard to then get it over the line unless the top team has a bad season. Look at Liverpool. When we 17-18, we got 100 points. We dominated. 18-19, it was a very, very close battle right up until the last day. And then that 19-20 season is when we had a very bad season and Liverpool just picked up the pieces, got the top spot. And I don't think we'll have a bad season this year. I feel like we'll be still solid. Still, Haaland had a bad year, so hopefully he wants to. Grealish as well. Grealish is coming back and he looks good in pre-season.
I mean, if Haaland has a season like he did last season, it says a lot about his performances that he had a bad season and still finished top goal scorer.
Yeah. For me, Arsenal second, and then top spot I went with City.
I've got Arsenal.
Yeah, I like the signings of Savio. I feel like him on one wing, Doku on the left.
It's going to be so direct.
Oh, mate, I can't wait to see it. Like, fullbacks are going to have a nightmare. But obviously, Grealish, I'd love to see him get a few run of games because, again, as I said, he looks great in pre-season, but obviously you can't judge pre-season. But
hopefully he can show some of his 2 seasons ago form.
Yeah, exactly. And, I just feel like we'll have a good year.
Yeah, the reason I've got Arsenal first is because the squad seems content.
Yeah.
There's no big rumours coming out that everyone's unhappy.
Yeah.
And of course they've added Calafiori to their back line.
Yeah.
Can play centre back, can play left back. I do personally think they need a big striker.
Yeah.
I don't think Jesus is that man.
I just like when they're rejecting bids for Nketiah, that worries me if I was an Arsenal fan because that means you're not going to get another big striker. That means you're sticking with Jesus, maybe Kai Havertz up top. He was alright up top. Yeah. But he's not a...
But is he that 20-goal season striker you need when you want to win a title?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Jesus or Havertz are. But I can see Arsenal doing it.
Yeah.
But that is our prediction, guys, for the Premier League for the 24-25 season. What do you think? Are we completely wrong? Are we right? Don't forget to put down your own predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We'll catch you next one, guys. See you later.